Okay, y'all, so we gonna get up in this one, okay? I know y'all see the title. I've been hearing a lot, okay, over the past few years in regards to heat train versus heat damage, and I want to get into this because personally, okay, all right, I believe heat training is just heat damage to your hair. Okay, all right, I'm gonna give you guys my personal reasons for why I don't truly believe in the term heat train. Okay, I just don't believe it. I just don't, especially coming from a place of having heat damage and honestly still not even pressing my hair that much, like every 2 weeks like a lot of people do. 2-3 times a year could still get heat damage. Anyway, look, let's get into it before I give y'all too much, all right? If y'all brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Ariana. I talk a lot about natural hair, natural beauty on this channel, okay? And we building ourselves up with our self-esteem, okay, and that confidence in 2024, all right? Drop down in the comment section if you ever heard of heat training, okay? I think that heat training, women say, is a form of training your hair to be straight without putting a relaxer in. They also say that heat training gives you no heat damage. You won't get heat damage. You don't get heat damage. It just makes your curls longer. And so let's go ahead and begin. Class is in session. Now, when we're thinking about our hair, right? We're thinking about our hair. Remember how I always tell you guys to be very gentle with your hair. Okay, being gentle with your hair doesn't just have to do with how much your brush, how hard you're brushing it, how hard you're combing it. It also has to do with the things that you're applying to your hair for a style. Now, when we think about heat training, okay, in my regards to this is, you know, heat is heat, okay? Heat is heat, no matter if it's from a blow dryer, if it's from a straightener, if it's from a curling iron, if it's from a pressing comb. Heat is heat. The first reason that supports my opinion and why I don't believe in heat train hair, you guys, is the structural changes that it does to our hair. When we're thinking of structural changes, we're thinking of protein bonds that are breaking down from the heat applied to our hair, okay? Protein bonds includes keratin. Keratin is something that our body naturally produces in our scalp. So when we're producing keratin, the keratin is a protein that provides a protective layer over our hair shafts. When we're applying constant heat, okay, you guys, when we're applying constant heat to our hair, it damages those protein bonds, meaning that it's making it more susceptible, right, for damage. When we're losing a lot of keratin, you guys, it makes our hair more porous. Pores, you guys know pores on your skin, right? P-O-R-E-S, pores, right? So when you're become more porous, that means they're become more open. They're just widening up. When we think of porous, right? Pores, porous, what does that ring a bell for? Porosity, right? So you're losing keratin, which means that your pores are opening up wider, okay? What that means is that you're going to lose more moisture than being able to retain more moisture, all right? So when we think of hair porosity, it determines how much moisture our hair can retain. Now, when you think of that, is like, for me, if I dunk my head in some water, my hair will soak it all up because I have high porosity hair. Now, if you put your hair in water and it doesn't soak it up, but it takes about 10 minutes and then it'll get up in there, that's low porosity hair. If you're constantly applying heat, you will have a more open cuticle that allows the loss of moisture more easily. So loss of moisture leads to what? Dryness and breakage. Now, let me say this because I know that this is also a thing that people might try to debunk what I'm saying, is that you don't get dryness. Your hair won't be brittle and break off if you're heat training. It's like, I don't get how applying heat won't damage your hair when you're doing it way more often than not. I don't get how it doesn't damage it. That's just what I just truly just don't understand. Dryness turns into breakage, you guys. So our hair breaks in different areas. It doesn't just break at the end where you can see. All in all, you guys, heat repeatedly leads to a loss of protein, okay? Which can have several negative impacts on your hair, the health of your hair. Protein treatments, also, I know we like to use our Olaplex and all of that, but always remember something, like our body naturally produces this stuff. So if we were taking care of our hair a little bit better, we wouldn't have to apply outside external factors as much. If you have a reason like a health issue or something where you do have to use all these external things, then that's a different story. But for the majority, we don't have to keep applying all these high expensive hair products to repair our hair, because all we want to do is just dry it every 2 weeks. So I just want people to understand that your health matters for whatever is producing up here as well. So your diet, you know, your nutrition, all of that, you know, especially with the heat, you guys. Like heat. There's nothing really good when it comes to heat for our hair. Our hair type doesn't do well with heat besides just changing how it looks. That's it. It doesn't give you a positive benefit. That's my own opinion. It doesn't make your hair longer. Heat doesn't make your hair longer. Number 2, weaken cuticles. This is another one. So I'll kind of mention cuticles in this already, but let me just break it down for you guys. So the cuticle is the outermost layer of each hair strand, okay? The cuticle is supposed to protect the inner layers of our hair. So when I say weaken cuticles, this means that the protective layer has been compromised, right? Or damaged. So when you have weakened cuticles, it's less effective to actually protect your hair. So you're going to actually be more prone to having frizz. You're going to be more prone to having breakage and moisture loss. Don't think of your hair as a different attachment to you. This is all the same thing, you guys. It all runs the same. Blood runs from here and it circulates down to your toes every single day. So whatever you're doing up here, you know what I'm saying, or not doing up here, is going to show. Another reason why I don't believe in the term heat train is due to the reduction in hair elasticity, okay? So this is something that I know that a lot of women try to say, oh, it'll just alter your hair, your curl pattern, and you don't have to really worry about that. And, you know, it just makes it looser, it makes it more manageable, it makes it better for you, just better overall for your whole life. I'm being a little dramatic with that last part. But what I'm saying is that we think the reduction in hair elasticity means that it's better for us overall, like it's healthy or it's not damaging. If my curls were hanging down here and it still looks spirally, that is not my curl pattern. Like I gave you an example in my last video of these long curls that I used to have, and I'm thinking, girl, they cute, I look mixed, I this, I that, easy to brush up, all this type of stuff. No. That does not mean that it's healthy. So reduction in hair elasticity means that our hair fibers have basically lost their ability to go back into their normal formation. So it's not going to be able to bounce back. Like that's why a lot of women, they go through this heat training phase and they notice that their curls are just not coming back. They're not forming. Healthy hair is supposed to be elastic, meaning that it can stretch without breaking. So I know that a lot of women, they'll look at their hair getting it done every 2 weeks, you know, and will say that, you know, it's not being damaged because my curls are reverting back. I don't think a lot of us truly know what our natural curl pattern is supposed to look like in the first place, which then makes whatever our curl pattern looks like in our adult stages, we think that's how our hair is supposed to look when it's not. However your hair looked if you were a newborn baby and how it was up until 5 years old possibly, that's how your hair should be looking every day, naturally, when it comes out your scalp after the shower, okay? Now, a lot of us, we just don't want to deal with that. I think that's the reason why we're trying to make heat training like this positive thing for everyone. But why don't we tell people, if you just really hate your curls, straighten them all the time. Like, let's say that, because for the most part, we don't like how a lot of us just don't like our hair. We don't like dealing with kinky curly hair. A lot of people wouldn't want to deal with this. There's a way to decrease the amount of heat damage, but I want you guys to understand something. I don't think any heat protectant says you will not receive heat damage from this. I think that most heat protectants on the back of the bottle says minimize heat damage or minimal heat damage. You know, it never will guarantee that, because you're always going to get some type of damage to your hair. You know, we don't always see the damages that are occurring to our hair. Like, there's people out there, if you really want to be on top of it, you can go and get your scalp checked with microscopic technology that they're able to really see your scalp. They'll see your hair strands and tell you if they're healthy or not. The terms that I want you guys to start remembering is something called temporary alteration. This is what you should be always understanding when you're thinking about heat trained or heat damaged hair, or just applying heat to your hair in general. Heat temporarily alters our curl pattern. You can have permanent damage, but any changes made to the hair through heat styling is always going to be temporary, you guys. So that's the reason why a lot of us, we apply way more of it. We apply it way more than what we have to, or probably what we should be doing, because we really just don't want to see any kinkiness or coilness when it comes to our hair. The altered state of your hair when it's straight, it reverts back when we're exposed to moisture, when we're exposed to washing our hair, you know, or just over time of your hair being old in that style. All right, you guys, so I'm going to, I know I kind of mentioned these at the beginning a little bit. I told myself, let me shut up so I can go ahead and get the video started. But there are some things that I've been, you know, hearing that I just want to give you guys my perspective on it. You know, one of the things that I've heard when it comes to heat training and heat damage is that if you wash your hair like 3 to 4 times before you go get your silk press done, you won't get heat damage. I don't see anywhere on a shampoo bottle stating that you won't get heat damage if you wash your hair using this product 3 to 4 times before you go get a heat styler. Like, I don't see those instructions on anything. Fire is fire, heat is heat, hot is hot. Okay? Now, when have we ever heard of fire doing something good for stuff? It just burns it. It fries it, you guys. So heat fries your hair, okay? Obviously, it depends also on how many passes you do. That's another thing I've heard. If you do 1 pass on your hair, you won't get heat damage. Okay, I did 1 pass on my hair, and then I went the whole week. Now I need to touch it up because my edge is looking crazy, so I'm putting the heat back on there. Oh, my kitchen's looking bad. Oh my God, the middle part is all sweating out up in here. The roots is sweating out, so I just need to touch up the roots a little bit. Are we not remembering all these other times that we went back in with the heat to retouch our hair? This is in between the 2 weeks of getting our hair done, you guys. And I'm saying this from personal experience. There is no way that that's healthy. Like, it's no way that I'm ever think that that's healthy. It's not. For me, I go based off of the science of our hair, the history of how our hair is supposed to naturally be in its natural state, and I just can't get with this new term of heat train. I really can't. Another thing is, they say that the state of your hair, healthy or damaged, will depend on if your hair gets damaged. So they say that if your hair is already healthy going into heat training, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But if your hair is already damaged and you go into heat training, then it's going to get damaged. Another thing I'm hearing is that you receive less fairy knots. I guess your hair doesn't be tangled up as much. I think that's pretty obvious that your hair wouldn't tangle up as much when it's straight, you guys, because it's straight. It's not curly. It's not coily where it's wrapped around another hair strand and another hair strand, another hair strand. So of course it might not be tangled as much, but it's like, oh my God, we are trying to find each and every way to not have kinky coily hair represent Black women. Like, I promise you that. Like, heat training is just another form to me of this European way of thinking that straight is the right way to be. Straight hair is great hair. I promise you, every time I'm hearing these stories of these women, it's because they say, I don't want to deal with my own hair, so I'm gonna straighten it. I'm gonna relax it. Duh. Like relaxing takes away the protein from our hair. Which makes it drier, which is why they're always doing protein treatments, always trying to moisturize. And the reason why we have fairy knots is because our hair is not moisturized. You guys, if our hair was way more moisturized, our fingers can glide through our hair every single day. We'll have less knots. We'll have less breakage and frizz. So I want to say these things for people to get a different perspective, you know, get a perspective for me that may, you know, make you think about it a little bit differently. I'm not telling nobody to not go straighten your hair. And, you know, if you like the straight look, you can't have it. You're supposed to have your hair curly. You're supposed to look however you want to look. But I just want people to be mindful and knowledgeable when it comes to this stuff. So in conclusion, you guys, I'm not going to go on any further because I want you guys to go ahead and comment below some of the things that you've heard that either you do agree with heat training, or maybe this video gave you a different perspective of what heat training and heat damage really is. You know, I personally believe that using the word heat train, it suggests that hair can adapt positively to frequent heat styling, and I don't think that's the case. So let me know what you guys are thinking. Like, you know, I definitely want to know what you guys think about this. This is definitely something for us to discuss because we are, you know, trying to build ourselves a community here on this channel where we be behind how to really take care of our natural hair. I try to give you guys the best advice that I can give, especially coming from the fact that I personally have had heat damage. I know what it's like to have a curl pattern that may make you even look like almost a different race, you guys. Like, people will always think I'm mixed based off of my hair type. I mean, people still think that I have a texturizer or like something in my hair to make it curly how it is, but this is just how my curl pattern looks, you know. And this is something that I have just witnessed. Is like, I feel like sometimes my hair may still look the same length after this whole entire year since I first cut it, and then obviously cutting it again 3 months or 4 months after that didn't really help the growth. But I do know that my hair is growing and it's definitely curlier, but it doesn't look like it's longer. Like, it does not look longer until I start pulling these curls out. Then y'all are like, oh snap, Ari, not you with the length again, not you with the hang time, not you with the hang. Nah, for real, like, you know, we gonna get that hang time back and going, you guys. But I definitely want to see what you guys think. Like, I just feel like, honestly, I just don't think we should be using that term. I just don't think we should be using that term. We should keep it with the fact of it being actually heat damage. Damage comes in all sizes too, so it's not like it's going to be extreme. Your whole head don't have to be straight, right? You wash your hair and it's all straight afterwards. That's clear as day damage. The severity of heat damage is always varied. Every 2 weeks, I think, is just a lot. Be honest with these women and tell them, if you're not happy with your own natural hair texture, straighten your hair. If you're not happy with having to have coily hair that shrinks back up, straighten your hair so that the curls will be longer. That's what we really should be saying, and tell them that, yeah, it's gonna be damaged, but you won't have to deal with the mess that you think is mess, you know. But I think that if we really went back to the basics of really understanding our own natural hair, we wouldn't hate it so dang much. All right. But anyways, you guys, I hope you guys loved the video. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your comments below. Go ahead and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.